Bonzarelli here. And again, if you watch the page, watch my channel, you know I'm a collector, but I'm a collector for the culture. And I thought that'd be the first time I'd give you a sneak peek at the small comic book collection and how it impacts the culture. So we'll start off here with Shang-Chi. I haven't read this one, but with the movie being out, everybody's seen the movie, I figured it'd be important. From June of 1982, issue 113. I'm with it. I'm all for people of different nations, ethnicities, getting their proper recognition. Nobody would know Kung Fu or anything if it wasn't for the Asian community and Bruce Lee bringing it to the West. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Shang-Chi, and the writers of Marvel for being so smart and using comic books and superheroes and superpowers to merge nations and merge peoples and let everyone know we're all the same, somewhat, but we should all live on this planet equally. Secondly comes this Wolverine issue. Now we all know Logan. Logan's always been with it. Logan's always been with the culture, for sure. Look, he's lighting up on the cover. He's lighting up on the cover. If that doesn't say for the culture, what does, man? You gotta love Logan. But he starts off this comic like this one I've read. This one I have read. He starts off the comic saving the indigenous people. Look, he disrespecting off top. Plus disrespecting off top. Starts off, I'm not sure who that is. I don't say Crossbones just because he's in front of you, but I'm dead wrong. That's not Crossbones. But he starts off disrespecting and taking over the indigenous people. I know you can't read it, but you can see the artwork. And why? Logan ain't having it. Off top, he's for the culture. Wolverine is for the culture. He ain't having it. You gotta love that, man. The writers of Marvel wrote real life situations into your comic books early on. This is not new. This activism is not new. It's been here. In your comic books. It's been in your comic books. And look, Ghost Rider even came back in on the same issue. So there's nothing new. Here to save the indigenous people. You gotta rock with that. Just the writers knew they had to do their part to help end, I don't want to say racism, but racism. And it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful history that you should already know that's been right here in front of you this whole time. These writers of Marvel have been on it. Sticking with Marvel, coming to Luke Cage, just because Luke Cage is for the culture. We see why. We know what's up with Luke Cage. I don't know too much with the Gorilla Man in the back, but we gonna rock with it. Luke Cage, bulletproof superhero, black superhero. He says black superhero. Let's talk about the marketing here too for a minute. His marketing back in the 60s and 70s was wild. I'm gonna show you right now. Let me see what this is actually from. His marketing was wild back in the 60s and 70s. You got Cottonmouth, the Snakes, trying to get at Luke. The Snakes, Cottonmouth, remember him from the TV show? If not, y'all go check out Netflix, Disney Plus. I'm sure they got mergers going on with the Spider-Verse and Daredevil sliding over, so I'm sure they got make way for Luke Cage. But on the first fucking advertisement, never finished school? Why you assume that? Why you assume I never finished school? Because I'm reading comic books? And it's a Luke Cage comic book? Spider-Man don't got that ad. Superman don't got that ad. Why Luke Cage got that ad? I'm just saying. Just saying. Still for the culture. It's still for the culture. Look, man, come on, man. That's pimping. I love it because these things look like old 70s movies. They drew them like old 70s movies, man. They kept it thorough. I appreciate Marvel for that. Thank you, Marvel. Last but not least, we ending off with DC. It's been all Marvel. We did Luke Cage. We did Ghost Rider and Wolverine, Logan, Ghost Rider, Shang-Chi for the culture. We ending it with the Batman. Batman versus the Ku Klux Klan. I'm sure some of y'all never even knew Batman fought the Ku Klux Klan, but he did. This is for the culture. This is something you should probably have in your collection if you're a comic book reader or a comic book collector. Now, this one I have read. This reads more as like a detective novel. It's an old story. Batman comes back. See, old-timey. Batman comes back. Stop the Klan. In the beginning, you don't see Batman fight in the first 3-4 pages. Because Batman's for the culture. We know what's up with Bruce. Like they're fighting guns and they're firing guns and you see what's up. I'm not gonna have a whole read through, but it's a great story. You know how Batman does. Hung him up in a tree, no pun intended, by his foot though. Put him in the tree bloody so they could find him. Batman. And then it just gets on to more like the backstory of what happened in the town south of Gotham. Get some Bruce Wayne action. Not much, but it's more about Harvey. Some guy in the city who's an activist and a freedom fighter. One time for Harvey, one time for all y'all activists and freedom fighters out there. For the culture. It's appreciated. See Batman at the end though. But things like this are important. For the culture, for you, for me, for everybody. I appreciate it. I appreciate DC taking real life situations and making them into comic books for kids and desensitizing these kids to the nonsense that they were seeing growing up. We needed that as a people, as a community, as a culture. So Marvel and DC having the foresight and wherewithal to do so is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I think it should be documented and collected and preserved to see just how far this activism Marvel and DC have been doing. It's been going back for quite some time. This isn't new. This is not new. It's not just Black Panther and now everybody knows. It's not it. They've been doing the work. And I've been a comic book nerd, so I know. But I appreciate you sticking with me. This is Fonzarelli, and peace. I almost forgot. 250 subscriber giveaway is up now. All you gotta do is comment Funko Fonzarelli on any one of these videos here, and I'll pick a winner. You're gonna win Pokemon cards, some sort of trading card, some sort of collectible. I haven't quite yet decided yet. We haven't reached 250 subscribers yet, but when we do, collectibles. Nah, for real. 250, and yeah, make it happen. Peace.